My name is Bernie D'Onofrio, and I work here at Mass College of Art in Boston in the fine arts area in the glass department, and I do handmade objects, one-of-a-kind pieces in sculptural glass. The process of glass blowing is kind of a little bit of a craft, and I like the history of the craft as part of the process. And so we take raw materials of sand, add fluxes to it to lower the melting temperature, and put glass at about 2,000 degrees in a furnace. And then I have a personal relationship with time and temperature when I take the glass out of the furnace. So the glass starts at 2,000 degrees and it has a particular kind of movement, and with time certain areas of the glass cools, and that's when I begin my creative process to allow certain areas to heat up and cool down, or to stop and start as I form the piece.
My precious one, oh my perfect thing, oh my night and day, my every happening, I am on fire, blazing with fear and desire. Only the angels have ever been higher. Only the angels have ever been higher. Oh, my sunshine, burn through me.
In glass, I could make an object one day and then it was there in front of me the next day. So the immediacy of working with the material, as well as there's a parallel with art materials that I kind of enjoy about glass. Glass is kind of invisible, and you can hang things in space with color or texture and line with that material. So I wasn't bound by any restrictions like a canvas or a piece of metal to make my work. My father actually was a painter, and he worked as a technical illustrator for a number of years, and he would teach me a little bit about painting. But since he was my father, I kind of resisted and kind of pushed away from it, what he was trying to show me. And so later in life, the understanding of painting and still life arrangements became a real nice format for me to do my work. So with the desert influence, with light, color, and surface as an influence, I could use that format to make some expressive situations that began as installations of work. The most recent series I worked on has been technically challenging because I've tried to use the glass blowing process with simple Venetian techniques involved in it, and going back and using some sophisticated technical cutting, grinding, and optical polishing of the glass in the same piece to create a lens in the glass for the viewer to see the work. I like the history of the working with glass as part of my inspiration, the kind of craftsmanship that's involved there. But it goes further than that because I want to involve myself as a human being, as a person on this planet that lives and works amongst other people. So hopefully some of my spirit, some of my religious beliefs, some of my daily occurrences become an important part of what I put forward for people to see as my artwork. I realized I was an artist for the first time in my life when I had a piece at Sotheby's auction house in New York. That brought a great deal of responsibility, and for the first time I thought that the objects that I made had a greater life of their own beyond my hands.
Good morning, today is a new day.
My experience with working with students, success happens at different levels and comes in different areas. I can say that some people that have very high eye-hand coordination understand the craft part of making something with glass. And some other people that have a different kind of intellectual background will have a different kind of creative experience working with the material. So I try as a teacher to balance that out in the studio, in the classroom, for everyone to begin to observe their peers and learn from their peers what their strengths are, because they're all very different.
Nuisance for me, not anymore. No more goodbyes, no more wasted on lines while I slip right out the back door to find myself inside myself and make myself somebody I like a lot. With anything and everything, now nothing reads the same thing anymore. I pull myself to pieces, I don't think I'll make it back. Follow to excuses for mistakes made in the past. I try not to believe the little part of me that says I threw everything away. I burned all my bridges, pulled apart all the stitches that tie me together now.
Success as a definition for myself is to have done as much as I possibly could do on a particular day. And that's all I can ask for myself. I think history, critics, and the rest have their role in what happens after that. But I try to really absorb myself in the moment and what's going on right now, because I know I can influence some of those outside forces, but I choose to deal with what I have right now today.
Today is a new day.